What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Gray Guardian. I'm in California at the moment. Flew out here for the funeral of my. Remember, I uploaded that video telling y'all my cousin had passed. He had taken his own life, unfortunately. But it's all good here. We're just having some family time, having a good time over here. Um, but I wanted to upload a video because I don't like going too long without uploading videos. You know what I mean? There was a specific topic I wanted to talk about, right? And that topic is what makes a fanboy, a console fanboy, a fanboy. What creates a console fanboy? Why are they the way they are? Why do they act the way they act? You know what I mean? Let me get something straight. Okay, it's okay to be a fan of Nintendo. It's okay to be a fan of PlayStation. It's okay to be a fan of Xbox. But being a fanboy is where the line is drawn. You don't want to be a fanboy. Don't do that. Okay? Don't be an Xbox fanboy. Don't be a PlayStation fanboy. Don't be a Nintendo fanboy. Because then you're just gonna. It's just weird. Don't be one of them. Okay? And I'll even tell you some experiences I've had with certain fanboys, even. So, what makes a console fanboy what they are? Why do they act the way they act? In recent times in society, people seem to they have this people have a hard time. I think this is part of it. I don't think this is not like completely the reason, but these are parts of the reasons, okay? People have a hard time fitting in. Some people just don't know how to be individuals, so they cling on to something to have some sense of purpose. You know what I mean? Kind of like how the LGBT community works. They have to put labels on themselves to fit in. You know, I'll use me as an example. I don't need to fit in anywhere. I fit in certain categories because of my interests. Like, I'm a nerd, I'm a skater punk. I don't put those labels on me. That's just, that's just because of my interests. Those are the labels that some people would put on me. But I don't put those labels on myself. But people like to put labels on themselves. And sometimes they do it without even realizing it. Okay. And in recent time, I've noticed, like, PlayStation fanboys especially are like a hive mind. Okay. They all just agree with one another. Like, I notice people are still talking about Starfield. PlayStation fanboys are still talking about Starfield. And a lot of them have never even played Starfield. But because this one Twitter account, I think his name is Unleashed. If you're on Twitter, you've probably seen Unleashed post what he posts. He's always talking about Xbox and how Xbox sucks, and then he's posting about Starfield. That's all he posts. And then PlayStation fanboys just comment on it and they eat it up, and he just gets that ratio. You know what I mean? It's just, I think he does it I think he's just trolling, honestly. I don't even think he's serious. I don't know. I could be wrong, but actual PlayStation fanboys will comment, and they agree with what he's saying. Again, these people don't play the Xbox games they're trolling against, or hating on. They don't play these games. They don't play Hi-Fi Rush. They don't play Starfield. They don't play Gears of War. They don't play Halo Infinite. They're hating on it just because PlayStation better, and that's it. And that's not the type of mentality you should have. I hated on Spider-Man 2. Like, look, if you like Spider-Man 2, again, I've said this before, that's good for you. I just don't support that LGBT agenda pushing crap. Okay, that's just me. That's why I'm not playing it. If you like it, fine, that's cool, whatever. I don't care. I'm not gonna tell you not to play Spider-Man 2, but these people will go above and beyond to make you think Starfield is the worst game in the world. I already made a video. My last video was telling you, Spider-Man 2 is probably some kind of decent. It's probably some kind of decent. You want to play it, go ahead and play it. You make your own choice on whether or not the game is good or not. Okay, I just don't support certain things. Period. Okay. But I'm not gonna flat out tell you don't buy this game, okay? Although I would recommend you wait for it to be on sale because $7 for a video game is ridiculous. But you know these people just they all agree with each other. Some people just don't know how to think for themselves, so they just go by what everybody else is doing. And I noticed that's what a lot of people who put labels on themselves, they do that all the time. I know the LGBT community does that too. So it's just, you know, nobody knows how to think for themselves. This other person's opinion is the same as this person's opinion just because, you know, I, unless you've seen gameplay or played the game yourself, you have no business giving an opinion at all. Shut up. Now, I'm going to tell you my experiences. Like on Twitter, I've seen how the Xbox fanboys act. I've seen how the PlayStation fanboys act. And in real life, I've seen how Nintendo fanboys act. And I'll give you accounts of how each act. Okay, like Xbox fanboys. Xbox fanboys are kind of weird. All right. Hold on a second. Xbox fanboys, right? They talk too much. I think Xbox fanboys talk too much. Like they're always on Twitter talking about how great Xbox is. Dude, just shut up. Don't when you're constantly trying to make Xbox look great by also downplaying PlayStation, you're just looking as bad as the PlayStation fanboys look. Just play Xbox. Don't make a post about it. Just play Xbox. Just shut up. Just stop talking. Don't humor these people. Don't don't entertain these people. Just shut up and play Xbox. Just play the video games. That's it. Okay? And now with PlayStation fanboys, we all know how they act. They cap a lot. They cap a lot. PlayStation fanboys are some of the worst of the worst. Let's not get it twisted. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. Buying scalped PlayStation portals is pretty freaking ridiculous. I still can't believe that. Like, why? Seriously? Okay. Again, hating on games you've never played, you know, and making up things that aren't true. Okay. Huh? I am filming a YouTube video right now. Yeah, so that was a family member. So yeah, we all know PlayStation fanboys just they be on some stuff. I love PlayStation. I am a PlayStation fan since I was 3 years old. But I'm not gonna cap for Xbox. I'm not gonna cap for Nintendo. I'm not gonna cap for PlayStation. I'll tell you right now, all the issues each company has. Well, in Xbox's case, I'll tell you right now. Okay, this is a point I want to make real quick. I was probably going to make this a separate video, but I'm going to make this point real quick. Okay, look. I get everybody doesn't like the digital future of video games, but look, things are going to change whether we like it or not. Okay? Video games are going to evolve, and we have to just accept that. We have to accept that. Period. As for PlayStation... I'm ready! As for PlayStation, I just... They don't they don't really treat their customers the way they should. And that's part of the reason they're being sued for 7.9 billion right now. Okay? And then Nintendo just look, Nintendo is going to just do whatever the hell it wants. They don't listen to shit anybody says. Okay? Nintendo will do whatever the hell it wants. Which like I respect that, but at the same time, sometimes the stuff they do is just like, and nigga, you could have done this instead of doing this, and it would have been a lot better. But you know, Nintendo was just gonna do what it wants, so I just don't even. We can't really tell them nothing. Nintendo was gonna just be Nintendo. Okay, whatever. Now I'll give you. I gave you examples of accounts I've had with PlayStation and Xbox fanboys. Now I'm gonna tell you how the Nintendo fanboys are. I got two stories for you. And these are real stories, okay? Nintendo fanboys they're strange individuals. Like we think the PlayStation fanboys are bad. The Nintendo fanboys kind of freak me out a little bit. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you right now, okay? Like I remember when I first started college, right? So I went to Raritan Valley Community College for game development, right? And we had a game room at RVCC. That's what we call it, RVCC. That's the abbreviation for Raritan Valley Community College. Okay, so we had a game room, and in that game room, you had your fighting game people. That was me and my boy Tevin, Jared, our boy Dukes, and we played. And everybody played Tekken, Guilty Gear, Street Fighter, and then you had your Smash people. Everybody played Smash Bros in the game room. Okay, we had everybody we all played fighting games religiously. Okay, that's how I met them, was through fighting games. That's how I met my whole college friend group. Now we had one dude. His name was Nick. Nick is the homie. Okay, we practically lived at this dude's house during college. Okay, we would go to class, go to his house after classes was done, spend the night, party, have LAN parties, drink booze, and then we go to class the next day. And then after class was over again, we go to his house again. We'd be there for weeks sometimes. Like we wouldn't even be at home. We would be living at this dude's house. That was Nick's house, bro. His house was the spot. Shout out to Nicholas Stein, bro. That was the homie. Okay, still is the homie. But COVID happened, and then we didn't go to his house as much. Now Nick was the best Smash Bros. Player, hands down at RVCC, the best. Okay, and then you had this other guy, and his name was Jared. Okay, Jared was probably right under, in terms of skill level, right under Nick. So he's still pretty good, but he wasn't as good as Nick. Nick was the best, hands down. Okay. Now, actually, no, his name wasn't Jared. His name was Jeremy. My bad. Jeremy. Okay, Jeremy was the second best under Nick. Now, Jeremy, he was a character. Okay, he kind of like me. He wore a leather jacket, although I don't know. For him, it just didn't work. I guess he was a complete nerd. He had slick back hair. He looked like a Disney Channel villain, like a Disney Channel a bully. You know, very strange. But when he lost, if somebody did something in a game, he got salty. He got really freaking salty. Okay, Jeremy got really salty. There was this one time we had like a 6-way battle on Smash Bros. And this was at the time we were playing on the Wii U still. We didn't have the Nintendo Switches yet and all that. We had the Wii U. Our friend Gary would bring his Wii U in for us to play with it because he knew everybody liked to play Smash. He would just leave the Wii U there because he trusted us with his Wii U. Gary was also a full-on Nintendo fan himself, but he wasn't like a fanboy to where it was like toxic. You know what I mean? Gary was the homie. So one day we were playing 6-player Smash, and it was me, my boy Tevin, and Jeremy were the last three in this match. Tevin knocks him out of the match, right? And you know what Jeremy does? This man unplugged Gary's Wii U and he walked out with the console, just straight up. But we're watching him do this, and we're like, "Where is this nigga going?" He left the college with the Wii U. He unplugged it and walked out. Like, is this nigga for real right now? Like, he really just did that. Like, that's how salty he got. And then the second time, I beat him. I mained Pac-Man. I was really good with Pac-Man. I was so good with Pac-Man that eventually I was able to beat Nick at Smash Bros. That's how good with Pac-Man I am. I was able to beat Nick, the best player at that college. I beat Jeremy and he did the same thing again. Walked out with the Wii U. Gary's Wii U. It's not his console. It's not Jeremy's console. He walked out with it. Okay? That's how salty he got. I ain't never seen anything like that. Like, I've beaten niggas on Tekken. I've beaten people on Guilty Gear, Street Fighter. Not once have I ever had somebody walk out with another man's console. Like, what is that? Like, nigga, are you for real? And then we had another instance. There was this other guy. Like, he didn't walk out with the console, but like he was like threatening niggas. Like, he was threatening people, telling them he was gonna kill their families, kill their mother. We were looking at this dude like, I was sitting right next to this guy while we were playing with him. I was like, "Yo, are you for real right now? Yo, chill. What are you on?" Like, just going ham. I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like, that's how Nintendo fanboys be. I don't know. Something I noticed about Nintendo fanboys I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean, okay? I am a Nintendo fan myself, okay? I've owned the Game Boy Color, 2 Game Boy Advances, and a Game Boy Advance SP, the Nintendo DS. I played around with the Nintendo DSi a lot as well. And I got 2 NESs back at home. And like, I noticed a lot of Nintendo fanboys got something going on up here. Like I know Nintendo games are very kid friendly too. I'm just saying, I don't know. There's something weird. Like, there's something going on up here with a lot of Nintendo fanboys. It's just something I noticed. Fanboys in general, to be honest, especially PlayStation and Nintendo fanboys, always got something. There's something off about them. Like, has anybody else noticed that? I'm just saying. I don't know. But yeah, I think a lot of the time, a lot of these fanboys they have trouble associating with certain people, or I don't know, maybe getting into certain things. I don't know exactly, but these are just things I've observed over time. You know what I mean? And I always thought that was interesting. Anyway, I better get back to the fam. They're down there gambling and whatnot, so I'm gonna join them. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. It's been on my mind for a bit. I wanted to make a video about that. So anyway, deuces, y'all.